Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to be looking at another reason why you might be self-silencing, which is a feeling that many of us struggle with, the sense that our thoughts and ideas are insignificant. Have you ever hesitated to share your opinion, a story about your life, or to just add your 2 cents to a conversation, but stopped yourself because you thought it didn't matter? Have you ever kept your ideas to yourself, believing they weren't good enough or wouldn't make any impact at all? Maybe you've been about to say something or post on social media, and you have thoughts like, why would anyone care? Why would they listen to me? Nothing I have to say is unique or interesting, and what I have to say is probably already been said 1,000 times before. These thoughts are more common than you might realize, especially for us quieter types who are naturally more introspective and aren't used to sharing our inner thoughts as openly or as readily. So let's dig a bit deeper into why we might feel like our thoughts and ideas are insignificant. A big part of this feeling, again, comes from internalized past experiences where our opinions were overlooked or undervalued. Over time, these experiences can build up. Perhaps there was a time in a classroom or a work meeting or even within your own family setting where your ideas were dismissed and not taken seriously. These moments, especially when they happen over and over, send a message that our thoughts are not worth sharing. Also, social media now plays a role in this. We're constantly bombarded with voices and opinions, and many of which come from people with larger followings or recognized authority figures. And there's also many people who are more extroverted, outgoing types, and this can make us feel that our quieter voices are just a drop in the ocean, unlikely to be heard or to make any impact. There's also an aspect of self-comparison. Often we measure our own ideas against those of others we perceive as more successful, more articulate, or more knowledgeable. And this constant comparison can impact our self-confidence and reinforce the belief that our thoughts are not significant enough to even share. Another reason we might feel our thoughts and ideas are insignificant is our tendency to seek external validation. Often we gauge the value of what we shared based on the reactions and responses of others. If our ideas are met with enthusiasm and approval, we feel validated. But if it's a response that is lukewarm and non-existent, we start to question ourselves. And this constant need for approval from others can trap us in a never-ending cycle where we just find our confidence hinges on this external validation rather than acknowledging the worth and the value of our own thoughts and perspectives. Each one of these reasons creates a mindset where we undervalue our own ideas and contributions. It's a mindset that not only affects how we interact with the world around us, but also how we see ourselves. So how do we overcome this feeling? I want to share with you one of my impact rules. This rule guides me and my approach to showing up. The rule is approach new things with an experimental mindset. Treat them as opportunities for learning and growth. I also phrase this as the experimental mentality. This encourages you to approach posting something on social media or doing something in your business as an experiment. Instead of feeling the pressure to get it perfect, you're simply testing the hypothesis and gathering data. You're just putting things out there and you're going to see what sticks. Here are the steps to follow. Step 1, you're going to formulate that hypothesis. So there are 2 questions. What do you expect will happen? What impact do you hope to make? And then step 2 is to conduct the experiment. So you execute what you need to do, could be posting on social media and then having a set period of time that you've predetermined to allow yourself to see the results. Step 3 is to analyze those results. And these are 2 questions that you'll want to ask yourself. Did you meet your expectations? And what can you improve for the next experiment? And then step 4 is to iterate. So you take what you wanted to improve and use that data to refine your approach and then conduct your next experiment. When you write down your expectations, be realistic, and then the impact that you want to make or you hope to make, be realistic, but then conduct that experiment. And if it didn't meet your expectations, then you make improvements for the next one. And each time you're just refining and iterating this process. This moves you from believing your ideas don't matter to understanding that you just haven't found the way they resonate with your audience yet. It's about testing the waters, sharing your thoughts, and then observing the response. You might be surprised at how your ideas do resonate with others. You can start by sharing thoughts and ideas in low-stake environments, online communities or with your peers, and then gradually build up to gain more confidence. I did this recently when I started talking about self-silencing and impact rules. My first conversations about it were with industry peers and people who are in my space, and I was doing so to gauge their response. So engage with your audience and peers and seek their feedback, but remember, not every idea will stick, and that is okay. The key is to keep testing, to keep sharing and learning from each experience. Another part of this process is to shift our focus from seeking validation to contributing meaningfully. Ask yourself, how can my perspective add value here, rather than will my idea be liked? By doing this, you can align your mindset with contribution and growth rather than approval seeking. Consider your thoughts and ideas as seeds. Some might bloom, others might not. But what's important is that we keep planting them. Keep testing, keep experimenting, and watch as your garden of ideas grows. We've covered quite a few things in this episode, but what I want you to take away is that your thoughts and ideas do matter. Each one of us has unique perspectives and insights that can bring new understandings and enrich people's lives. As you move forward, I encourage you to embrace this experimental mentality. Share your thoughts, listen to the responses, and keep refining your approach. It's not about getting it right every time. It's about growing, learning, and contributing in a way that's meaningful to you and your audience. So join me next time as I continue to explore these reasons you might be self-silencing. And if you're looking for more insights, then do check out my mini book, Stop Self-Silencing, on Amazon. If you found value in this episode and are seeking more personalized support on your journey to visibility, I'd like to extend a special invitation to you. Join me in the Visibility Lab. This unique space is designed for individuals like you who are ready to amplify their voice, embrace their authentic selves, and make a genuine impact. You'll find an empowering community of like-minded individuals, all working towards greater visibility. So if you're ready to step out of the shadows and into your light, to stop self-silencing and make the impact that you've always dreamed of, then join us in the Visibility Lab. Visit fifemason.com/TVL to find out more.